this goes how we want it to go. See if this goes how we want it to go. See if this goes how we want it to
Or the UFC comfortably. Just round people up at the behest of ice. You see what the Eagles is doing? Talking about how we needed to make it from Jurassic Park. I mean, they have great battles and car shows and we're working on our next podcast. Right here. That I was the first one to record Darnell. I felt like I make it the next day. Hey, I'm not everybody in there.
That's how we started. I've been practicing on that for 30 minutes today. I'm proud of myself. I'm very proud. Well, you already know it's the Build and Destroy show. We be here every Sunday around 5 p.m. I'm Wicked Meticulous. We got May Dolly holding it down and a bunch of special guests in the house tonight. It took 11,000 hours to set up their camera angles appropriately for my limited technical abilities, but we are here now. So, May, why don't you give us the honorable introduction of the guys we have with us today?
What up, y'all? We present to you Ill Eagles today as our featured guests. And my man up top, we got Thurge. And down bottom left, we got A.Rex. These guys have
Birdman, baby.
They've probably known each other along with me as far back as 2010. Countless features together, their extended family. They teamed up and did a podcast. What Are We Calling This is the title of that podcast. And they birthed the project from that collaborative effort, Symbiosis. And what I understand is it's hitting the DSPs and it's been touched up on and refined. And you guys are going to present us with y'all's gift.
Yes, sir. Greetings, world. Greetings, everybody. May, pleasure to see you. Cam in the back. I love you, brother. Wicked. We're missing Josh, but man, thanks for the invite. What up, Thurge?
Hey, what's up?
Well, hey, man, we appreciate y'all being here. Before we jump directly into the, your guys' origin from your podcast, even before that, just hip hop notables in the community. Why don't we get just a quick? Why don't we get a real synopsis of Gonzo family right now, and then we'll jump into Thurge and let him give his history and background.
Man, I mean, if anybody's gonna talk about Gonzo family, is May and Cam right there, because they are the originators. If I can set the stage a little bit, is from what I remember, it all started coming together with the Puget Sound mixtape with Sick Ill, rest in peace.
R.I.P. Sick Ill.
Him and I were working on that project of putting the Puget Sound mixtape together. He had a recording set up in the basement of the place he was staying, and we were just talking about like networking and how to grow the scene or connect with other people from around here. And that was his idea, like, hey, let's do this mixtape, put it out there on, I think it was 253 Hip Hop was the blog.
Yep.
And that was where he, casted it to the world, and we started getting submissions from all over the place. And I think at the time he called on Skrilla, formerly known as Skrilla Real Life now, to help us like sift through all the submissions. What up, Josh?
What's up? Oh, I'm gonna. What up?
You see how this happens?
Yeah.
I gotta
That's
come
life.
on, mute my mic and listen
Like
because
Hollywood Squares.
I'm in the kitchen with everybody. I'm the only one here to help out for dinner tonight. So
Okay, good. You can just
my mic.
relax.
Gotta
I won't even bring you on
give
here
me a
yet.
while to figure that out, but I'll try. Are you can mute it for? Can you mute it?
I can't. Well, I guess I could mute you,
Let me see.
but I won't be able to unmute you.
Want me to do it?
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Good. So from that point on, we thought we need to have a release party for this mixtape. And the rest is history because that's where I started meeting a lot of you guys. At Wicked, I think you and I had met before with the Cool Maniacs at the Viaduct. So that stage was already set. But at the release, that's where I met Cam and May, and that's how they presented themselves. That's their submission was Cam and May. If I remember correctly, the whole Gonzo family, Gonzo crew was, I think, the first name that got adapted. Didn't happen till later after I had asked Cam if I can be on the original Gonzo track that I watched them perform. You guys will have to remind me if that was your submission for the mixtape or not. But that's how I ended up connecting with them two.
No, we submitted a song called Sick Bay. Everything that we had put together was all just ripped samples. It was like basically my introduction into trying to be a producer. May's the one that was had the rap skills, and we recorded the Gonzo track, and it was just a bunch of loops I pieced together. And then he had me write something and get on it, so I did. And then when you came through all the way out here to record the first song out on the res, I basically worked out a new beat, took May's verse and my verse. We didn't even re-record. We never re-recorded it. I slapped it onto that beat, extended the beat, and you threw it down for one of the best verses I've ever heard you rip, my friend, to this day. It's super sick. And then
Thank you.
we did our first show, and we were doing those SP shows where it was sell the most tickets or something. I don't even know what we got if we sold the most tickets, but I don't know. I'm a competitive guy, so we would sell tickets and we get all our friends and family out there, and that's how the entire scene started. It felt like, because friends and family and extended friends and family just became regulars, and it was just a soup mix of talented people, and it was very hard to not have a good time if you were hanging out with anybody that's on this Zoom call right now. I can tell you that one.
So how does so that's just y'all trio? That's how you started out, was really as a trio, Gonzo family, and then other folks kind of just fell in.
Yeah, I think SP was the one that called us the Gonzo crew, and then we did shows, and I met A-Bomb at that mixtape too, the one where we all met.
Shout out.
I thought A-Bomb's song that he submitted was probably the best one that I had heard on the mixtape. Like, it just really called out to me. I was like, this dude is sick. Who is the A-Bomb kid? And then when we met him, he was all scary looking, but like the funniest, nicest one. Like, so
yeah, he's super nice.
It really was just collabs, and we all collaborated. We all wanted to record and make songs, and then all of a sudden then Lost Soul came into the mix, and it just it was never really a solid number. I'd probably say that was the five in the end, was May, myself, Mastermind, AR Mastermind, and A-Bomb and Lost Soul. And then, but the shows, like, it was always the same lineup, and it was just awesome because everybody would have their own individual sets at first, and then it just kind of turned into a group set, and it was rambunctious. It was awesome.
It was, as a witness.
Well, perfect time for you to jump in, Thurge. Like, why don't you give us your kind of background in music, how you really linked up with A.Rex, and then you guys can come together and give us that background on the Ill Eagles project.
Yeah. So basically, I got to know
A.Rex through Gonzo. I was around at that time for the couple of years that they were doing shows on Pacific Avenue. That's right down the street from me. So it was really, I just walk over a lot of the times and would join in the shenanigans, and I produced. I'd always be throwing them beats. I still do. And yeah, that's how we initially met, and the seeds were kind of planted. It actually took a long time for us to actually collaborate other than like stray songs here and there. But yeah, that's how we ended up working together. Just took us a really long time.
Well, do you remember what it was that really finally made you really link up, as opposed to just throwing a beat here and there? Because it sounds like you were just on the scene, so you're gonna give beats to whoever you like, and if you're with Gonzo, you're gonna be throwing beats that way. But what made it really like, yo, we need to like do something like serious together?
I think we've talked about it for a long time. It's something I remember back in probably like 2011, 2012. Me and A.Rex were talking about doing like a dubstep type of project.
Yeah. I remember some of those beats too. We were gonna call it the Ninja Tortillas. That was the working name we had, just kind of goofing, but that was always kind of the idea, is to, like, we need to do something, man. Like, we both thought we obviously had some chemistry when it came to making music, and it just never materialized for whatever reason. And at one point, I started a family, so I kind of stepped back from making music and doing shows. And yeah, I just wasn't connecting much with music in general. And at some point, once I got my own life kind of straight and fatherhood figured out, whoever figures out parenting, but once I felt stable enough, I jumped back into writing, and I was just like, this is my passion. Like, I'm just gonna keep doing this. And one day, out of the blue, I'll never forget this. I was driving to Seattle because I was going to a show. I was going to a metal show, and I get a phone call from an unknown number, and I just answered. I was getting off I-5 on the Seneca Street exit, and I'm like, hello? He's like, what up, bro? I said, yeah, man, what's up? I'm just chilling. What are you doing? Just trying to see what you're up to. And I'm telling him, I was like, hey, yo, who is this? Mm-hmm. He's like, this Sergio, fool. I was like, oh, what's up, man? I was like, yo, I'm on my way to this show. Like, let me call you back. And I called him back the day after, and we chopped it up. I came over to his place. And that I think that's when we started like to build a bond and reconnect after, not talking for a while and not really doing music together. We reconnected and started really talking about music, and then getting real personal. Like, he met my wife, and he wasn't married yet, but eventually, we started having like foursomes. No, I'm just kidding. Something like that. We'd have them over for dinner, and then we just really clicked, and like, we're really tight as far as family goes. Like, they come over and we feed them. We go over there and they feed us, and it's really cool that way. But the music aspect has really grown in the last 3 or 4 years. I mean, and this new project is really an example of that.
Okay. So you guys started out with the podcast. How long of a run did you guys do with that? And what was it about?
That was 8 episodes, I think. 8 or 9. Oh, 9, including the wrap up.
Right.
And essentially we wanted to kind of we always had the concept of making a track per episode kind of instilled from the beginning. That's something we kind of agreed on. And we were just gonna kind of free flow the conversation, or sometimes we'd have topics. There's a couple episodes that we kind of had topics pre-planned and got to marinate on it. But yeah, it's just us talking and then tracks coming from those conversations, kind of like how you sample, but in the sense that we're taking context and themes, or maybe it was something as simple as something we said during that podcast, and just kind of building a song from there.
So you're starting from a chop on
Yeah.
like are you DJ premiering it and that being the hook for the song, and it's like
I mean, I guess sometimes there are certain lines that you can actually go listen to the podcast and you'll see like the reference if it's not directly lifted from it. And but mostly as the coming from the production standpoint, I was just going for like the vibe I would feel from each episode, because as you guys also know, every conversation that is had has a certain vibe to it if you look for it. So I kind of built from there, and then yeah, I just got the concepts from that, and it essentially built a beat from that episode, and then I'd send it off to Ayrton within usually like a week.
so pretty quick. Okay. All right, man. I'm gonna throw it to you as we start getting into it.
Yeah, I wanted to ask for both of y'all, in what ways have y'all grown musically since, those 2010 days, 2011 years? What ways have you grown musically, or you feel like you still got that old essence of yourself, but ways that you've changed or enhanced, stylistically or whatever?
God damn. Talk about loaded questions.
I told you you'd be coming with the deep stuff.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
I wrote that one.
I think I feel like when I first started writing back in like 2000, man, it must have been like 2004. I was a sophomore in high school, and some schoolmate was like, "Yo, have you ever tried rapping?" At this point, I'd only dabbled in poetry here and there. And I was like, "Nah, man." He's like, "Yeah, we should rap." And he was like really adamant that we should rap together. And he came up with a name for us and a name for me. And I don't even remember, but that really struck me. And so for a long time, I just wanted to rap to be heard. Like, I just wanted to be seen as an artist. And 20 plus years, 21 years later, I've learned so much about writing and structure and just prose. Like, rapping is still poetry to me. And I've grown a lot as a person. And so now I can really write a cohesive verse opposed to just writing about rapping. Like, I'm good at rapping. Like, everybody starts out that way. And that's cool. And that's kind of how you hone your craft. But I got tired of rapping about rapping. Like, I can rap about rapping all the time. Like, oh, I'm so good. Like, it's I call there, maybe I picked it up somewhere, but it's verbal masturbation. Like, I can verbally masturbate all the time, but can I really create a song or a piece of work that can connect with people, and I can connect with others via my writing through similar experiences? And I feel like that's where I'm at now, and that's the biggest difference from me now as a writer than me 15 years ago when I met all y'all. Was that back then I was happy when like Josh would put me on a show or Skrilla would you put me on a bill, I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll get 10 minutes. I'll open. Like I was always like, yeah, I'll open. Nobody wants to open. Like fuck it. I just want to get up there and like swing my hair and jump around and do crazy shit. Like it was very much like punk rock. I just wanted to get my energy out, and you know, I had like everyone like a 9 to 5. I just wanted to leave that life aside and like express myself through music. But now I feel like I can really do that um, in a poignant and emotional way.
I love that, man. Great answer.
So for me,
It's Sergio's turn, bro.
Yeah. He's up.
I guess the two ways that I feel like I've kind of changed with my music making, I've gone more concept driven than I used to be, and that's affected like even a lot of the times when I end up using a concept, it's not something that I was thinking to making a project based on or anything like that. It's just something that I was kind of writing. I also write just for fun. I like the script that I send over to you guys and whatnot, and just little stories here and there. So a lot of the times the concepts will start from there, and then the music will kind of. It's not necessarily an afterthought because I think my brain's kind of wired in a way where I think about music regardless. Like when I'm writing, I'm thinking of like how would like the score or the background music be sounding to the kind of scene that I'm thinking in my head and kind of capturing on paper. So that's one way. And also on the technical aspect, I think I'm more into the engineering aspect of the music making as well. So like mixing and mastering and kind of getting or tricking almost the consumer into thinking that it sounds better.
Word. High Rise, I see you paying attention now. Why don't you take yourself off mute? I ain't gonna adjust this to bring you on camera yet, but they can all see you and hear you. It just ain't gonna be on YouTube. They'll just hear your voice.
All right. Well, yeah, I wanted to talk maybe more about the concepts of the Ill Eagles project. Did I miss that at all?
Nah, you're right on target.
Okay, cool. Like, you know, like the script that you sent us was, you know, super conceptual, and is that going to be a part of the project? That
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to like, you know, let the cat out of the bag or anything, but what got y'all on that tip? Because there's a lot of layers on that, you know, without giving out any details. I think can at least let the listeners know that it's sort of like a normal story, a normal night, sort of edging on true crime, but not crossing into their, you know, sort of on the edge of a lot of different, different things going on, I guess. So what I thought it was cool. What made you come at it about that character and that scene and scenario, which, you know, I'm sure like probably really did happen to lots of people. And then it kind of opens the door to think about who is right next to us, and what is our relationships with everybody superficially versus what's really going on, you know? So it's going to make for some like deep music, so it's worth discussing. It's not just some hip hop shit.
So from the aspect of the script, the way I think the idea came about was actually me and A.Rex's kind of relationship, and we talk we talk about a lot of different topics and whatnot. So it just kind of the concept just kind of came from there. I wanted it to kind of be like just a conversation based, and you kind of getting to know the characters through those conversations, even though they're just talking to each other.
So I'd like to give a little bit of background. I don't know how much you feel comfortable sharing, Thurge, about the script itself. So if you want to answer, like, how much do you feel sharing about the script, just so that we don't like.
It's basically a story about
I could even try to help too without even saying sort of the names of like the guy that everybody would know. You know, I think there's a way to describe it without saying his name too, if you want to even just go that far.
I think, all right, I think I can give a pretty good synopsis then. So essentially the story follows two guys in search. They're taking this road trip to change their lives. It's a coming of age kind of time for both of them. And through the story, you kind of learn about their backgrounds, their failures, and their hopes and dreams into this new life that they're looking forward to. The name of the script is The Walk, and from that, you know, that pertains to the story. And what Josh was referring to is kind of this big aha moment within it that we obviously we won't give away because we want to entice y'all to read it. And from that, now we wanted to we talked about creating a musical project. Not I was very adamant in saying I don't want this to be like a musical. I don't want it to be like two people talking and then all of a sudden you break out in a song, you know, Hamilton style. But definitely make some connections to the story through our own experiences. Him being the producer, you know, he's already made 20 beats for this. And I've already started to write and form the concepts to songs and connecting via my own personal experience of the two characters, because being people of color, and myself being a person of color, but also an immigrant, you know, first generation American citizen, and as well as throwing into the pot modern day, like today, shit that's going on today in the streets of America, like putting all of that together along with tying it back to the script in a very nuanced kind of way.
True. There's a couple of different times in that one scene, time periods, and you don't really think about it, but yeah, you're without describing anything, all that sort of taking place against the backdrop of sort of like the eerie, dark, gloomy, rainy Pacific Northwest that was filled disproportionately with a high volume of serial killers. And that's what that was around this whole area.
Oh yeah.
Whether you lived in like Seattle or a rural town by Mount Rainier, that was the reality of the 80s and 90s. And that is sort of sewn in there too. Not in a, but I just think that's a cool for listeners, because that's enticing. You know, that's a whole thing, genre.
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
That's all. I wouldn't say any more than that, though, if I were y'all.
No, yeah, that's perfectly summarized.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm
All
sure.
right. Well, that's it. I'm checking on the kitchen. I'm in and out. I love y'all.
For sure. For sure.
All right. See ya.
Nice to see you, Josh.
He'll pop back in a little bit.
Yep.
Yo, I wanted to ask y'all, what's the preferred like setting when you're recording? You got anything that you like to have there, constantly when you do your thing? Or
I mean, for me, absolutely, man. I gotta have some caffeine, some incense. I might have some around here, some vampire blood incense, um, and a dim light. Like I have this red light that I have, and I like move it around all over my house just to give that vibe, even if I'm not recording. But yeah, that's kind of like that vibe that I feel comfortable in, and it makes it, to me, recording and writing, it's always gonna be fun. I'll make it fun, even if it's tedious. If it's a super intricate flow or whatever that I'm trying out, like I still want to have fun with it. It's almost like I love the art form of rap, but at the same time, like to me, I just want to have fun now.
yeah, I always love the final product, but I always find myself loving how it was made. I fall in love with that, how it was made kind of footage from my artists and stuff that I like. Because yeah,
Hell yeah.
everybody's got a little particular thing to make that magic, and I love how everybody has a different way to get the same, point across in the end.
Exactly. And for Thurge, I think it would be like the environment he sets up for his production. I mean, he doesn't necessarily record. I don't know when the last time it is that you lay down some vocals, but like, what's it like for you?
Yeah, I need my equipment, obviously, doing the production side of things. So as long as I have like my MPC or my computer around, I'm making music. But I mean, like I used to try to do the whole mobile production thing where you're using your iPad or your phone and whatnot, and it does work to get basic ideas down. But yeah, it's not the same as having like an MPC in front of you.
This damn fly will not get out of my ear. Like it's trying to land on my ear. Well, as far as this project goes, well, first, let me take a step back. The name of the group, Ill Eagles, was that something that you guys came up with before developing this project?
No, I think it was after. I think A.Rex came up with the name, but it was after the fact that we had. I think we already had started the project at that point.
Yeah, I think so. So the way I remember it, and I wanted to mention something before I forgot. You asked about how the podcast came to be. It was because I was listening to Nas's podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was listening to Nas's podcast, and if people are unfamiliar, he basically would have guests on from the golden years of hip hop, back in the 90s when he was coming up, and he had so many people on, like Mary J. Blige and Fat Joe and you name it. But the way that it was laid out, they were always talking about the good old days and how they wrote that record and how their career, took turns, up and downs and upheavals. And within that, I started thinking like, why don't Thurge and I come up with an idea, like make a podcast where we make a project based on our conversation. So like flip the script. Let's like not talk about the good old days so much or emphasize on that, but like let's just have these conversations about whatever, like hip hop today or the news or what we're listening to and our influences, and then create a project from there. You know, create an album, a musical album from that. And hence came the podcast with that whole concept. And then I think he had already written the script.
Mm-hmm.
And so that came back up, and he, you know, he's like, oh, I was thinking of making like produce some beats for it. And I was like, well, why don't we just make an album kind of like loosely based on that? Hence, we're like, all right, well, you know, are we giving out the name, bro? Like, what are we doing? Are we gonna call it what it is?
I'm not sure, honestly. I mean, you can give out a name, but
so the working title for the album is called Nomads, because we're all nomads, you know, as a species and animals. We're all nomadic, you know. We all kind of move according to what the world and the environment is like. So the working title is Nomads, but I'm a massage therapist by profession, and I'm always got this. I always have my brain going and coming up with ideas, and I thought, man, like illegals, like illegals, like it was like a wordplay, and it just made sense because I was an illegal immigrant for 20 plus years, you know, and I was able to achieve citizenship. But besides that, like I still live with a lot of those stigmas, and like I still connect to illegal people, what's considered illegal people in the United States, and so it was a play on words, and that's how that came to be, was illegals, illegals. Like I'll always be an illegal.
Listen, man, even if you didn't get the concept, if you just thought about it as the ill eagles over there, you know, you don't want to fuck with them. They fucking, they got something different than the rest of us. You know, if you didn't get the other, you know, aspect. That's why I thought that was a great name. And you know, as far as the concept based stuff, me personally, that is how I've always found my best work is starting from a concept, and then also the group atmosphere. You know, my solo material is the hardest to produce because I'm alone. Even if I get beats from a producer, I'm still like, I'm just writing alone in my house. Whereas and even in this aspect, you know, working on build and destroy stuff, sometimes it still feels the same, like I'm just writing alone. But sometimes you can catch a moment and a feeling and a wave of actually being in the presence. That's part of, you know, what this show represents too, you know. Every Sunday when the show is over, I'll be hyped. You know, I can get some bars out at that point in time better than any time throughout the rest of the week because of the feeling in I mean, I told these guys numerous times, like, it's much easier for me to be in the room with folks and write a verse than for me to be at home and write a verse. But the way that this concept came, my pen was flowing. Like I got such a vibrant world around me to draw from, and I'm doing other research and shit. Like, what the fuck who is that? Like, let me pull this up. I'm like, let me actually look at a picture of what a 240Z 1971 looks like. Oh, it's called this, like an old lady's sedan or something. I'm looking at all this research on Datsuns, and I was going real deep. And then who's the pitcher, the baseball card, or the bobblehead? Like, I'm like, who is this guy? The Crazy on You by Heart. So I'm like, let me go and check out that song. Oh, okay, I heard this sample before, but let me go deeper. What is this album from? What is this group about? oh, okay. So that's really, it was the best. It was the best setup for me that I've ever been like handed. Like here's the beat. Here's this whole package, a whole script to go with it, and you got A.Rex with a verse already in there. Like you couldn't have gave him this alley oop. If I don't dunk on this, then something's wrong. So
I appreciate you doing the research.
nah, man, it was the real deal. Like I just felt like I had gotten, like you start getting into a game, like you're new to Dungeons and Dragons, and then you played it one night because you were at your homie's house, and that's a game that they play in their family, and but something gets you, and like and then you're walking through the mall and you see the card store, and then you have to stop into the comic store, the card store, and hey man, and just pick, and then you randomly buy a Dungeons and Dragons book and like some history. Now you're in the world, and you don't know it yet. You're drawing yourself further into it. It's like the movie The Skeleton Key. I don't know if you guys remember that. It's about voodoo in Louisiana, but it's like once you start believing in it, now you're in it. And that's how I felt reading through that script. Got the beat, and his verse already in there. And the beat has the changes of emotions built in too. So it's like I felt like I could pick which one I want to roll with. I'm gonna throw my verse in that spot. So man, it was a good setup, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the really good. I think that's one of the positive aspects about Thurge's production and the way that he approaches projects. I've learned a lot from him and his approach, because he's very intellectual in the way that he approaches how he builds, what if it's a beat or in his writing. He's very methodical, and I think a lot of us are, but I really enjoyed his process in creating, because it's just unique to him, and I really do appreciate the way that he thinks, and it kind of lays down the canvas for me or any writer like yourself, where you feel enticed to write to this, especially when there is a whole story laid out in front of you, and you just kind of gotta fill in the blanks, or put your own twist to it. I think Thurge is really good at that. At building a whole picture, and then you just kind of fill it in with details. That's how I feel when I'm writing to one of his beats in particular, because I know the background to how his noggin is set up.
Man, it was beautiful. I like, if that's how you rocking all the time, man. Yeah, we need to put me in the group text in the email chain, because I can't remember the last time where the rhymes were and not just rhymes, but the ideas were like just really really flowing. Like I felt creative. Like it made me feel more creative probably than I am, just from the juice. So I appreciate it.
I think it goes a lot along with what you said. Like after you have a podcast like this, and it ties back to our podcast. Like once you have these conversations, man, and we're all sharing, whether it's our history or what we think about a movie or about a dish, those things are all creative energy, and we all kind of take it on. So like right now, this is like an empowerment session. We're all kind of, feeling off of each other's voice and energy, and yeah, something can come from this conversation. Like every moment can birth a new creation. That's how we perceive it, and that's definitely how this project came to be. And this all came, just from us talking about doing something, and now here we are on your podcast. Like, it's crazy. It's mind blowing to me. I just kept growing.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
Who thought of the cover art with the cordyceps on that symbiosis?
That's all him.
Yeah.
Wasn't me? I think you suggested it.
Which part?
The cordyceps.
Yeah.
That was like one of the concepts that you threw at me, because I think The Last of Us was out at that time, and
Oh
yeah, or you're watching it or something.
I was watching like season 2. No, it's season 1. Yeah,
that was fresh and creative, and I like the covers that you kind of don't know what you was gonna get off of that image. So it was like I don't know, it just felt like a real curious cover.
how'd you come up with that, Thurge? I mean, besides me just giving you an AI prompt, that's how me and him kind of work. I'm like, hey, yo, what do you think of this? And then he'll go off. He's like, let me see what I can come up with. Because that was what it was. Like, it was just a text like, yo, like, what about like symbiosis? And like, because it's basically, you know, me and you and our ideas coming together. And then he ran with it. So like, you got to tell everyone how you came up with that.
Yeah, that was fresh.
So aside from you suggesting the cordyceps in itself, I just I found a royalty free photo. I cut out just the cordyceps part, and then I applied a bunch of different filters on it and kind of distorted it so that it was like 3 of the same image, but kind of transparent in the background. And then if you look at the new artwork, it's basically the same concept or shape, and it just looks more smoothed out. So yeah, it was kind of an Easter egg to the original cover.
Yeah, like I said, I like that it don't it's kind of hard to tell what it is with that image. It could be any piece of music. And just seeing something like that on a record in a record store, that's one that you just snag just off cover alone, because it's intrigue. You don't know if that's rap, rock, folk. So yeah, it's just an instant caught off the visual.
Hey, that's high praise.
Yeah.
well, look, that brings me to my question: is the release part of it? Do you have a timeline? Will there be physical, like vinyls or tapes? You know, people going back to that, and do you have any visuals? Maybe not a per se music video, but something else lined up as part of the rollout and release.
I don't think we have anything date wise yet. We're still kind of in the writing process of it, and yeah, so that's where we're at with it right now. And same goes for like the rollout process that we're planning, and the physicals and whatnot. We haven't really gotten that far yet, but we'd like to. We've talked about them. They've come up.
Yeah, at this point, the project, all the ideas are kind of laid out of what we want it to be. We would love to have vinyls and tapes and CDs,
Merch.
yeah, all sorts of merch. You know, once you start talking about something like that, you know, you enter into a different territory economically.
15 on this guy.
It's not a problem, you know.
Anything for
if
today, or
that's
just relax day?
the route we want to take. Oh, it sounds like Josh is at the store.
I got it.
Irish goodbye.
Hey, Cam.
Love you guys.
Hey, peace out, man.
Peace.
I'm gonna go write a verse. I'm feeling inspired.
Hell yeah.
Do it.
Send it to us.
I will. Love you guys.
Love you,
All right,
man.
bro.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought, but I think we were on track about this album, and although there isn't like a date set, it's I'm really, I mean, there's probably 12 songs written that I want to go back. You know, when for us, we're working with this concept, and I just really want to get it right. I've done a lot of projects and a lot of songwriting in the past where I just kind of write on a whim and I put it out and that's what it is and that's what it will always be. But with this one, you know, I really took the time to write the story and do the research, like you said, Wicked. And I want to do my due diligence in writing to it so that it kind of, you know, holds a candle to it, to the whole concept, because the concept is his, the beats are his, and we're illegals, and we want to make it ours. And in order to do that, you know, I really want to make sure I'm proud of what I'm putting down with my words and my imagery.
1,000%. 1,000%. I appreciate that. Yeah, because I know I mean, especially in this day and age, folks are in the rush to get stuff out. And it's all about how much you put out as opposed to that quality aspect. And when you're starting from like I said, the alley-oop level that you're being given, like, you should be doing something really great and special. I appreciate that attitude and approach, because everyone don't really do things like that. Like, this is my verse, this is what I got, boom, that's it. So, whoa.
Yeah, I think there's a time and a place for it, for sure. You know, whether it's like a impromptu freestyle or you just feeling yourself and you want to put something out. Like I've been there where, like, I want to put something out. Like, I wrote something really dope or that I think is dope. I'm like, yo, let's release this, like, right now, you know, just put it out. And then that's cool. And I've done a lot of that. And I'm proud of a lot, you know, my work. But this one hits different. This one, the word that keeps coming up for me is like, I want to create something significant. I've definitely told Thurge this, like, I want this to be significant in the whole meaning of that word. I want it to mean something to us. Obviously, you know, it's given us, like, now a connection and an opportunity with you guys and this podcast. But, like, I really want to touch more people, and it's all a big conversation.
For sure. Well, I'm gonna leave it to May and Josh to give any wrap up questions. So before we hit to our halftime break, you guys are welcome to stick around. You know the topics we'll be talking about pretty much, but you know we want to be respectful of your time. Yeah. So May and Josh, y'all can give them the wrap ups.
Yeah, wrap up. Just keep it current. What do you guys listen to currently, whether it's hip hop or outside of hip hop? Or do you guys play new music?
The new Locksmith album, off the bat for me.
Locksmith?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to that new Locksmith. I'm all over the place, man, with music. I really go through almost like a daily roller coaster ride, because I love hip hop. That's always my number one. But then I listen to a lot of metal and then heavy metal subgenres, and I just go down like a rabbit hole of that. And then I go off and I start listening to Mexican, you know, Hispanic music, of all sorts of flavors. Yeah.
What about you, Thurge?
Similar for me too. I I listen to. I think if you look at my genres that I listen to on my streaming services, it would probably be hip hop first, and then second would probably be Korean hip hop, and then metal. That's also kind of another place where we connect. Um, but yeah, lately, like I said, like I mentioned, the Locksmith album I've been listening to. There's been a lot of really good hip hop albums that have been dropping lately, in my opinion. Like we had the Clips album come out, and
Yeah, I figured out a while ago. I've been so charged just because of other people's efforts, and it's been a good year, just across the board. And I don't know. I pull a lot from being inspired by my peers. You know, whether they're millionaires or not, we're all in this art, and we contribute. And nothing gets me more charged than just hearing a good album, good, well put together song and album.
mm-hmm.
Amen.
High Rise, you get the last outro question. Take yourself off mute. I see you driving. Look, we're going to have him crash.
All right. Yeah, you about to make me crash.
Trying
No,
to
but
cut
I'm
off
here.
mute.
I got you. All right. Top 5 Northwest MCs from our guests. Put y'all on the spot.
Ooh, that's
Make you
cold.
shout out some hometown heroes. You can leave us out of it if you want, since you're on our podcast. So, but go for it. Whatever you want, whoever you want.
Go ahead, Thurge. That's a tough one.
You're just gonna pass it on to me.
Hell yeah.
Let me think. Yeah, that is a tough one.
Would a Mount Rushmore
I think he said, would it be easier to do just 4 like Mount Rushmore?
No, I'm cool with 5. I think I can go
Yeah.
with 5, but probably in no particular order because that's horrible to do.
I agree.
So off that, Geologic or Prometheus Brown from the Blue Scholars. He's definitely been very influential to me in both with music and the other things that he stands for. Who else is there? You guys remember Zach Powers? Rockwell Powers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed his music as well for getting like super local. I know he's not like originally from here, but yeah. And then who else? That's 2. I listened to a lot of soul. Also Seattle MC.
Okay.
So
I remember him.
SOL for our listeners.
Yep. Let's see. I feel like when it comes to like the business aspect of things and the hustle aspect, I think I have to mention Rasimone for the image that he had. He kind of went global and kind of attempted to bring Seattle hip hop. I mean, he's still trying. Don't get me wrong, but he's someone I should also mention. Then got number 5. I'll have to say A.Rex.
That's dope, bro. You got your homies back right there. That's what's up. You got to throw your crew in there. Hell yeah. All right. Good answers. There's some, ones that I think others would agree with, and then you honed it in and got super local and personal with another choice. So, well, good list.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Man, yeah, that is a tough one, man. But for me, I give my utmost respect, and one of my favorite rappers of all time, man, is May Dolly.
No lie.
I don't know if you have the standing ovation sound effect, but you can play that right
now. we tried it last week. It wasn't working.
It wasn't working. No, I'll just do it myself. Maydali, man, for those who don't know, I hope this reaches more people. But his style and his approach is always awe-inspiring. Super wordsmith, man. Like, I admire Maydali. I don't think I tell him enough of his influence and his work ethic. I think you can, really, really underline work ethic, because he just never stops, and he'll tell you himself that's just what he does. So
May
Maydali
would be on mine. May would be on my top 5 Northwest list. I'll tell you that much.
absolutely, man.
Yes.
Yeah, man, and the rest, like Thurge, Blue Scholars, Prometheus Brown, man, he was just, I can relate to him on so many levels. Again, like being a person of color in America, from an immigrant background, but then he's so nice with the pen. He's very, very poetic with his style and his imagery, that I'd have to put him up there as probably one of my favorites and one of the best around from the Northwest. And then you, of course, as a standout figure who really put the Northwest on the map. I mean, how can you not mention Sir Mix-a-Lot, based on impact? If you say Northwest rappers or Northwest hip hop, whether you vibe to his music or not, like, he's up there for that. And
that's the top.
How much bigger can you get as far as the one song? I know he made more songs of that, but like, how influential was that for the time? And like, you can still put it on today and get people shaking their ass, or you know what I mean, just moving or feeling or bobbing your head just because baby got back and you got look. That and 4 and 5, same. Like, hats off to Macklemore, man, just for that hustle, just for taking it there. Because for those of us who heard him before he blew up nationally and internationally, and knowing him as a, that backpacker, we all kind of can relate to, just that underground feel. Like, I'm proud of that. Like, and that should be mentioned as well in that Mount Rushmore top 5. And lastly, for me, man, I think about Louis, like Louis putting on for the Tack. And I remember meeting Louis way back with, who was his counterpart? Thurge, you remember? Was it Young? What was his name?
I think he goes by a different name now, but I know what you're talking about.
Well, it's Real Cosby, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it Young Star? He used to go by Young Star.
Star, yeah.
Young Star.
Star.
I remember. Yeah, they came up to one of our open mic nights at El Perón. And he came out. He's like, "Hey, man, like, we just want to perform one song." I was the host. And I was like, yeah, dude, like, fuck it, just give it to the DJ, and like, you can go up after these 2 people. And they tore it down. And I know that, I don't know the ins and outs of their relationship now, but I know that Louis, he's hustling and he's out there, and he's really making a name for himself, and I appreciate that.
Nice.
Well, that's, I guess, the perfect segue into our halftime. I'm gonna show you, bust this out real quick. So Puget Sound mixtape. It had 25 tracks on it. So yeah, track 15 was I Don't Really Know. That's Money Class, Lil Rip featuring Young Star, who we just talked about. Where we got track 22, Sick Bay, May and Cam the Viking, produced by Cam. And where is Let Me Show You How, AR Mastermind, Future Sound Mixtape exclusive. A-Bomb, the A-Bomb Kid, by the A-Bomb Kid. General Wojak, featuring Josh Riceberg, beat by Wojak.
Both OGs.
So in AWOL, Boom Man and Mobbin, Head of the Class, Dark Side, produced by Mike Miff, Greg Double. I never saw this. I wanted to bring this up. Produced by Skrilla, a.k.a. his new name.
Real life.
AR Mastermind, Sick Ill, Greg Double, and Wicked.
Yo, is that real? That's
I didn't make this webpage. That's what I'll tell you what that is that's rest in peace Sick Ill. That's him giving me more props than I deserved for being a part, any contributions. The most that I could say was me telling him, yeah, man, what you're doing is right. I can give you a little help, but I'll send you whatever songs I can, round up other artists, tell them, try to promote it. But I think this is a great idea. So that's him just throwing my name on there and me not I didn't consider myself a producer on there, but he gave me that prop. So shout out to Sick Ill, the homie. All right,
Rest
man.
in peace.
Whoa. Halftime. I think I got less than 10 minutes lined up. Yeah, you guys are welcome to stick around. We got our few topics, but this will be our 9.5 minute halftime break.
Yo, I gotta call it quits. I gotta head out. I gotta go do some grocery shopping. I really appreciate you guys offering your platform and giving us the time of day. We'd love to come back when we do the new release.
For sure. You guys, at this point, man, whenever you want to come back, let May know, let Josh know. They'll get you lined up on the calendar, and we'll have you guys locked in. We'll make sure we get the links to you both better next time.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I gotta cut out too. I gotta go pick up my wife. But yeah, this was fun. And yeah, I can't wait till we do it again.
For sure, man. We look forward to chopping it up with you guys. And man, this project is gonna be dope. I know it is.
Yo, thank you. Great questions too. Sure. Great questions.
Yeah, shouts to Ill Eagles, y'all.
For sure.
Thank you.
That's to me.
Well, here we go.
Let's build and destroy, y'all.
Yes, indeed. Well, you heard it there first. Ill Eagles, A.Rex, Thurge. This is Northwest Hip Hop at its finest. Yo, this is the Build and Destroy show. We got our halftime break popping off. Let's go. Fabulations. You know?
No love relation, still famulation. Love forms the whole basis of famulation. If you run into some trouble, call famulation. Everything is all famulation. No blood relation, still famulation. Love forms the whole basis of famulation. If you run into some trouble, call famulation. Everything is all famulation.
In the midst of never forgetting law, but neglect what it was. Dialectic, diuretic, y'all busy rhyming for credit, but wrong reasons did it. Wow, what an exceptional lettuce. The headspace is larger than said grace. Parentheses with the emphasis on lead landscapes till they sicken me. Rendering many reasons for dealing in energy over the beats, brought to you by the syllable slickery. Phantom mysteries, subjective matter for centuries. Neglect the chatter or I'll batter them viciously. Influential epiphanies to the 10th degree. It's the pimping of the massive sentences, this is key. I shouldn't have to defend what I've actually been. The past pretends I wasn't getting it in. Broke the trend of the bar graph with unprecedented bar class. The science isn't far from my craft.
No love relation, still famulation. Love forms the whole basis of famulation. If you run into some trouble, call famulation. Everything is all famulation. No blood relation, still famulation. Love forms the whole basis of famulation. If you run into some trouble, call famulation. Everything is all famulation.
I eat with the hyenas, fly with the eagles, ride with the riders, talk peace with all my peoples, allergic to evil. I am beanie like seagull, deaf like roe, with 4 gangbangers in a regal, driving illegal with no tats and insurance, endurance for 1 million rattlesnakes. I walk with the purists, black nuns, all black guns and stay loaded. I deal with a bunch of goons that speak decoded. Fuck the POTUS. We walk with tigers and dragons. I'm dragging a wagon of enemy eyes and laughing. King Jackson, tack master, black bastard. I elevate like UFOs. Fuck if you rap faster. I rap solid, no college but got degrees. Chopping niggas up like soft sausage with no cheese. Word to mama, I got the omelets. I hope you hungry. Bloody Sunday turning to Black Monday.
No blood relation, still famulation. Love forms the whole basis of famulation. If you run into some trouble, call famulation. Everything is all famulation. No blood relation, still famulation. Love forms the whole basis of famulation. If you run into some trouble, call famulation. Everything is all famulation.
Chilling like a villain, but I'd rather be a hero. You won't find no cape on me though. It's 2 types of people, Craigs and Debo. We the squad, major league, call us A-team though. Soldiers of fortune for the fam. I'm so with the nonsense, dodging the dumb down. The bullshit is constant. I can count my real ones on one hand, and we've been making records since before one fam. 1 shot, 1 kill, hold the gun, don't jam. Super God talk, words ring through the land. Don Jimmy the GOAT, you see the kicks? That was overheads like a field goal miss. Left brain, right brain, you can say I'm mixed. Tax City arsonist with the spits. On or off land, I cut throats like pirates. Made Dolly probably got another 100 bars that fit.
Damn. Motherfucking beat. Intro to the beat. It's hella hard to catch. And it's my time to rap. It's coming up soon.
We bang, cause America's a gang. We bang, cause America's a gang. We bang, cause America's a gang. America's a gang, America's a gang. We bang, cause America's a gang. We bang, cause America's a gang. We bang, cause America's a gang. America's a gang, America's a gang.
Beneficial since it's beneficial. The pen is fickle, the interest is hidden in the temples. In the past I was battle-minded to flipping insults. Fragile times, don't forget conflictions, forbidden info. I'm castle building with the class of children, sticking out rather than blending in with mass civilians. Outmatched by the feelings of disastrous villains. Doubt had me in shackles, needing an act for healing. I'm grounded but I give dap to the ceiling. A host of parasites in a manufactured pavilion. Being daft is attractive fulfillment. You're being brash while I'm actually chilling. I personify verses beyond your eyes. The philosophical prophet is optimized. You compromise the earth like 5G. Why me? I'm in a state of mind the rhymes feed.
Yeah. We bang, cause America's a gang. We bang, cause America's a gang. We bang, cause America's a gang. America's a gang, America's a gang. We bang, cause America's a gang. We bang, cause America's a gang. We bang, cause America's a gang. America's a gang, America's a gang.
The devil ain't on his way, he's already here. Our worst fear, our leaders are prophets, 100 down like deer. It's a killing field, it's a killing season. It's a simple reason they don't want us here. It's have-nots will always rise up, that's clear. Rich kids will always mimic us, oh dear. The devil's worst fear. I can sell some fire to the devil, say our freedom for all. To a southern rebel, they ain't on a level, slow it down a notch. Playing with these devils, chalk lines, hopscotch. Staying with these troubles, the rock lies us in the box. Jail cells and sidewalks, we stuck on they block. Slow it down, roll it back is what they say. The game is set up for us to fail in every single way. And so you pray, but you can't hide. Ask yourself, America is a gang. We bang, cause America's a gang. We bang, cause America's a gang. We bang, cause America's a gang. America's a gang, America's a gang. We bang, cause America's a gang. We bang, cause America's a gang. We bang, cause America's a gang. America's a gang, America's a gang.
Touching down with impact, on contact, booming deep with my crew, cause we's about that. Sorry about your broken door, we here for the contract. So come on now, man, your time is up and provide that. Abdicate some of that power with no slide back, and keep it all so it won't be no combat. But if you wanna bring the heat, then cool, we got that. Only cause you clap first, this the clap back. And when these things go burst, rat-a-tat-a-tat-tat. I'm from the backpack, my soldiers stay strapped. We only came here for the big payback. They kidnapped us, backlashed us, straight strapped us, low down, dirty bastards. Now I'm the one here with the rope for they hanging, doing our thing. American gang banging, so feel the pain of a 500-year thunderous stain of black rain here. And when we on the attack with intensity, you know they're gonna feel the stain from you and from me. And so let me explain, I got about 1 million ways to pull out my list and read every name of a fallen brother, sister that's been slain. Just a moment of silence. Now hold up for a second, let me refrain. It all adds up to a goddamn shame. Fuck the Constitution until it gets rewritten through a revolution. Fuck the Constitution until it gets rewritten through a revolution. Fuck the Constitution until it gets rewritten through a revolution. Fuck the Constitution until it gets rewritten through a revolution.
Should we start this
Everyone that got the stove open, hoping hard times make my venom more potent. A 40 ounce of OD and some E40 for breakfast. At 8 o'clock in the morning I'm stressing, going skiing to alleviate depression. The pressure so intense, need some relief to get a headache. The blessing came when I start getting my shit together. The after school special brought my clique together. We mash, research, strategize, execute, build and destroy, period, point, decimal. Gentrification to a candidate for election, kept housing in hilltop sub area section 2. Y'all need to understand where we been, huh? Look, if I wanna say fuck the police, I can say that. Some gon' disagree, others gon' stand and clap. If I say let's make the hood a better place, some gonna love it and others gonna hate. If I say look, they killing our kids, some gonna turn their heads, others wanna see them live. If I say we bout to march on this concrete, some gonna move their feet, others gon' stay sleep. If I say I'm having a drink on the curb, some gonna frown, the others gonna blaze herb. If I say fuck Donald Trump, some gonna snitch, others gonna fist pump. If I say hilltop is life, some gonna throw gang signs, others wanna make it white. If I say BAD is the truth, nobody can say shit, cause here's the fucking proof, nigga. All in your face.
Can't asking where we been as my beat machine lights up. We still fighting for our rifles. Cadences top like rifles. Also reaching out to the idol. Ghost approaching nightfall. Spiritual warfare, tension in the air. Singing the night calls out a lullaby to bright-eyed, bushy-tailed worm catchers. I've been toiling in the midnight oil flicker, learning better, curving all these trolling critters with written futures, building computers, disappointing my human friends. Cause I've been in the wind on the run, scoring like an all-points bulletin. Skeptics say I'm full of phlegm. Now to where I'm anti-Motrin. So sick with it, ankle length, Dark Martin, when we kicking shit. Crops from the docks garden, filling up the swish. We split like profits and proceeds, stretch amongst the fam. Catch me in the Wells Fargo doing the shmoney dance. When it was landing my cargoes, we did the running man. Arrivederci, Pee Wee, see you in the promised land. Time change, motherfucker, like daylight savings. Keep our celly in the microwave, ducking the agents.
My crew, we get down to business, and after the mission is finished, we kicks it. My crew, we get down to business, and after the mission is finished, we kicks it. We kicks it. We kicks it. My crew, we get down to business, and after the mission is finished, we kicks it.
In every cell, the atoms revolve around the nucleus, like the planets revolve around the sun. On me, you can come and get some. Oh, my knee pod me hum. My tongue is a gun. I'm about to let off one, let off some, let off on someone. My actual facts produce factual acts. My spats fracture your backs, wax have no counterattacks. Oh me, oh my, this guy ionize on my modus operandi. 365 times infinite. On your dean, or use a god on the job. Shake a 10 like you god, sham god. Any mushmouth MC get hit with a plus degree. Purpose plus desire equals 33.3 times infinity. Infinite creativity. You spit it acidic, you a reptilian lizard. Every line I rhyme is alkaline. God cipher divine, or when I go for mines. Rhymes by the oodles, aiming at your noodles. Third eye never blurry, saw the hypocrisy of the reverend hella early. Had me feeling 7:30, behold my skull flow cold just like it snowed.
And I revolve around the table of blunt plasters, waking up the blue dreams. My fools be faking moves like green screens. My brother made a restaurant, her face turned red cause he lost his lease. Quoting scriptures from ancient Greece, I just roll 10 swishers and look at the pictures. Because the weed is much sicker.
Yeah, we back in this piece, the Build and Destroy show. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. And bring you guys back in there. Okay. Ooh, that was a good transition. Ooh, word up. Whoa, that was a good, definitely a good. Shoot, impromptu lesson in the Gonzo origin.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I initially met Cam at work. He was a new employee and he was playing music, and I walked up and pretty much asked him like, "Oh, what you know about that?" And he's like, "Yo, I know what hip hop is. I'm into this and that." And yeah, we collabed from there. But it was total coworker vibes in the beginning.
That's fire.
Just hanging out, and then freestyling eventually. And like he said, he was just looping up them beats and he'd bring them into work, and then he'd give me a burnt CD, usually.
For sure.
Right to those.
Well, before we jump into these topics, do you mind giving us a little update on where you're at on your project? Because, I mean, we got to hear some tasty morsels. And I know you're on straight savagery mode right now.
Yeah, I've been getting more refined in my practice. I've been writing these songs up for this new project called Reset, produced by Breakthrough. Part 2 of our first effort together. The songs are coming out steady. I have a list of concepts and songs, and I'm trying to write them out.
30 seconds in, but okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a full length. It's gonna try to appeal to people that like to sit and live with their music. So make sure it has that replay value and that good sequencing of songs. And yeah, it's been beautiful, and it feels like being pregnant. It really does.
All that shit, what I got to hear. Oh man, it's gonna be a real fruitful and full project. It was
I try to be,
real nice.
every time we have guests, I try to ask them questions that I would want asked to me. So usually it's all like a mirror of my question. Because I try to figure out where I've grown at and which ways that I've changed, since then, and techniques. And I find myself trying to cover this area that I really haven't been playing around in the past. So I'm just trying to cover all the ground I can as a writer for my skills. I feel like that's happening as I age. I'm just covering new territories for myself.
Nah, I'm with it.
Like getting more lost in the weeds kind of thing instead of just playing in the yard. Because I was systematic for a while and had it like a formula where I could just punch them out, conveyor belt style. And yeah, what Mastermind was talking about, or A.Rex, just about being substantial. So just, I could still do that, still manufacture them and kick them out by the numbers, but it's about being able to find the ones in the mix of that batch and then sequence them. So it's like quality control of your own inventory.
For sure. Well, why don't you? Did you go and see that movie?
Yeah, I mess with that movie all the way. Yeah,
hey, that guy makes great movies. Just straight up and down.
Again.
The last round of all the movies he's made on his run, he's just a unique spin on movie making, and it's cool. It's damn cool to just witness it.
And he's movies like that are just unapologetic in their approach and what they're trying to convey. And I do like that. It's no love tap to certain ideas and concepts that's been around forever that we talk about. Some of it's kind of like pothead conspiracy theory stuff, and a lot of it too is documented just mishaps and people getting treated foul in these industries and stuff like that, horror stories. And that movie, it don't care about what you believe in or what you feel. It's raw. It's really raw art, just the way they shot it and the boldness of the colors, like the camera, everything's very deliberate, as it should be for a movie on that level. But it gets you. It's jarring.
Dope.
Heck yeah. I want to see it.
All right. Well, next up, our albums review for the week.
I didn't even really listen to all the J Electronica. I just saw it peeping up on my timeline. I didn't hear tons of people even talking about it really, but
yeah, it's looking like the first one. It was basically a batch of two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one was the former stuff that's been out before, and then we got an extra like 7 back in.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Jay. I noticed I'm a real sucker for like the 5% politic and the God body rhymes, and anytime he's throwing in his Islamic studies and I like the black centric hip hop, and I like I like the God body shit, and anytime he throws in the Muslim, he raps in Muslim and throws in the Islamic prayers, and I've always that's just been something I've always loved about hip hop. So he's a real callback to that, and he really stands on that. So in that sense, it's nothing new and groundbreaking. I mean, I think some people, if they weren't alive during the first rollout of that style, it might sound super new. But for me, it just gives me the nostalgic feeling that I heard when you first hear all these concepts and thoughts and teachings of Elijah Muhammad and all of this stuff as a kid. It just opens up so many doors for me into reading and studying that I will always just be a fan.
Same.
I think
When
I
yeah, like when he had a bar on there, he's like, "This is God hop." The content like this, it may not be for everybody to bump out of your speakers, but it's just one of those sounds where it's like superhero music. When you listen to it, if even a PCU identifies with stuff like that, it empowers you.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you're hearing somebody speak through you for you. So I do like him in that way. It's really good introspective music, and some people don't like, his approach or his content, but it's just empowerment for his people. And I like it because albums like that are like medicinal for me. Like you don't need that all day, every day, but that you revisit it, once or twice a year, and it feeds you in that way where you don't have to touch it all the time. So it's like a necessary bitter, it's like a herb, a J
Mhm.
electronica is. He's like medicine cabinet music.
Mhm.
What about the other albums?
Yeah,
I
the
saw
Killa.
I saw Rhapsody started to drop with Madlib.
Yeah, that's incredible stuff.
That's a damn cool combination right there.
Yeah. She was messing around with her voice on one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was she made that work, that sound. And like midway or towards the end of the song, both the voices are going. Her natural voice with her voice with the effects on it. And yeah, it's a cool sound.
Oh yeah.
And Madlib, he just knocks it out the park every time.
It's cool to hear him working with an MC because he's definitely started in hip hop, but he's not like Alchemist or somebody. He's really expanded into other types of music, and he spends a lot of time doing that. And
Yeah.
even when he puts out beat tapes, it borders on other genres even. So I don't really think he's worked as a hip hop producer for a minute. And that's a cool choice for him to hook up with her.
Yeah, and anything new that he's building right now, it warms my heart because shouts to him. I know he lost his house in the fire, and a lot of content, is no longer with us. And people that can pull through stuff like that, traumatic stuff, and keep chugging along and making new projects. I commend people like that. Keep feeding us.
True.
All
And
right, what's the next one?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I was just gonna say what's the next one because I know we had quite a few.
Oh, the Cardi. For me, when I played it, 'cause we went to Bellingham to visit my son out there at the college, and we got to listen to it, and right away I just noticed, for that being her second album, no matter how long it took, she pulled it off to where it continues from the first, and you can't be mad about not finding something that you can't hear in these clubs or outside of somebody's speakers. Like, she took care of everything that people wanted her to do. because she's got the viral. I can already hear like the songs that's gonna be viral. I can hear what the pop single will be. Like it's all there, just like donuts. Like you can clearly tell, like, oh, this song is for this is for that. And just if I had like an industry head, I'd be like, yo, I'm glad you checked all the boxes. Because it's really hard to do a sophomore album and pull it off after usually when people have a first classic, you can't double back and get that feeling. But listening to it just as a rap fan, I felt like this one could still hang with her first one. Like it's not a fall off, like at all. It's just like a even ramp. So I shouts to her for that. Just being an artist and still pulling off another one. And it sounds listenable even I'm not a female, but I could listen through it. Like so I'm happy for her for that. Sometimes I don't know if I could sit through like a Nicki album and feel the same way, but Cardi just pops enough shit to where it's still rapper brain, I guess.
Okay.
And the delivery's better. So she got better delivery skills.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't listen to that one, but I did listen to a few songs off of the new J Electronica stuff. What I could say towards that is just I kind of could hear a little bit more of his New Orleans accent than normal. So maybe he's been recording and staying down south more with family. Yeah, I didn't listen to the Rhapsody and Madlib or the Cardi B, any of that yet. But I did listen to a few songs off the Killa Priest joint.
Yeah, he's more medicine to me.
Mm-hmm.
His projects, yeah, it's like
he's got a big body of work too. He really never stopped. He's amazing.
Yeah, he be up there for me on the list.
I consider him, a poet right up there. He's got whole spoken word albums that sound spoken wordy. He does a lot. He's a really unsung artist.
Oh, did you guys listen to the Stove God Cooks and West Side Gun drop?
Yeah. No. Oh, and Thundercat.
Like 14 minutes.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Thundercat.
I listened to a little bit of that.
Yeah, that's
Is the Stove God West Side Gun just a song or is it an album?
It's like 6 songs, 14 minutes total.
That's cool. They put out a project. They got lots of songs together already, so that makes sense. I think they sound good together.
Yeah, they peanut butter and jelly, man.
Yeah.
Well,
I have a general hip hop thing, not about an album, real quick. If we got a little bit of time out, I was still listening to a bunch of Young Noble, and then I finally got to the Tupac and Outlaw's album, the real one that they put out together with like the Still I Rise and You Ain't Shit Without Your Homeboys, that one. And I never really noticed it until I really heard Pac rap a lot with those guys that Young Noble and Pac, they have totally different voices, so they don't sound the same, but they kind of have a similar thing in their delivery a little bit. And Pac always seems so West to me. It's very unique, but that's just kind of what he embodied. But he didn't sound like anybody from out there either. But he really is from Jersey, or he really spent the most time in Jersey. And when you listen to Noble and Edie and Pac, I do hear some similarities in their sort of cadence And you know, then it made me think of like Chino XL, another Jersey rapper. And I was thinking like maybe if that helped set Pac apart from all the other West Coasts is that he sounded so different, but really is that I don't want to say that's a Jersey style, but there might be something there geographically that gives sort of to the way that he lilts and stretches certain parts of his bars.
Yeah.
It's sort of like Jersey's got like a really aggressive rhyme style, but there's a melody in there too.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah,
I think that combination is sort of maybe, unique. Every city's got a cool recipe. We could describe a Philly flow and a Detroit flow. And of course, they're all, no one's truly the same, but, it's from a pot. It's a stew, it's a stew. They got similar spices. So I don't know. I just thought I'd share that. I just, hadn't heard anybody really say that. Just some hip hop theory there.
That's a good observation, man. I'm with you with that.
And Wicked, you've listened to a lot of Pac and stuff, so I'm wondering what you thought about that. You might think it's totally BS and have a different take on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as far as I know, he lived a lot of places. He
did.
So I think, that probably all impacted his overall vocabulary and style in the end, and not just from living in a lot of places, but being around, different artists. So
true that.
All right. Well, my last two joints was carryover from last week. Did you guys see the 50 Cent drop for Balrog, which when I brought it up last week, the video hadn't even came out.
Yeah, I seen that. I wasn't mad at it. I was kind of happy to even see the name Balrog.
Yeah.
Just anything from that era, man, I'm gonna like to me that's just pulling on my heartstrings, like nostalgia wise. So yeah, I'm gonna get excited at that.
Well, we had talked about it briefly when you was switching up the camera stuff. Just about sometimes things deserve to get remade, because we all seen the whack, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, like, that was one of the most disappointing live action joints ever.
Missed it.
So
they missed it like how the Super Mario movie missed it.
Yeah, so it's like, yo, we'll take a retry. Look, it's been long enough. Let's go ahead and run it back. And yeah, I don't think he was a bad cast. But there obviously is people hating whatever community, whether it's from hip hop, like he's too old to be playing that character, or from the actual video game community. It's always dope when the rapper gets a part.
Yeah.
And they can look at him like that. I'm glad he dropped the video. Because he looked big enough. He had the haircut. Yeah. He had like,
I don't think people should need to stop underestimating 50 Cent. Like whatever you think about what ended up happening with his rap career or whatever, he doesn't disappoint. He delivers. When he makes a show, it's good. He knows what quality is.
Right.
Yeah, I always tell people, man, like, if you don't like it, then go make your own movie like that and see if yours is better.
And even if you don't like it, it really is time to give him a little bit of credit and say, even if you don't like it, maybe it's just a personal thing. Like, he does know what a screenplay is. He does know how to direct things and write things and produce things and hire the right people. He has proven that.
over and over
on big platforms, on big stages, with big shows that last years and years and years, you know? And yeah, it might not be somebody's cup of tea, but it's kind of time to stop. You can't say it's not quality. It just might not be for you. But I just think I'm just kind of exhausted at people that just think of him as like a silly ex rapper. Like he really has put it down in the field of cinema and television.
Yep.
And he did his version of what Tyler Perry's doing. He did it in Shreveport. So he's making these moves like he's always been, right underneath your feet. Like you don't even notice how he be climbing the ranks till you see him, and then you wanna, like, you're hating too late, man.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's a good way to say it.
Well, was there ever a proper time to be hating on him? I think since he has come out, he's always been on the rise.
They made fun of him for the little G-Unit bra thing, but after that, it was cool. That was his only era where he was getting picked on. I mean, he liked to pick with everybody else. He's the GOAT at that.
Yeah, super
he
troll.
pokes and prods and shit, and he just be watching people spiral out.
He is the final boss of trolling.
And it's all mental. Yeah, he don't even got to do physical.
All right. Well, my very last topic was just was actually sports, basketball related. The Trae Young and Pat Beverly recent conversations.
Yeah, let me know. I got caught in a weirder story.
What's your story?
It was Ghostface's son making diss tracks towards him.
Whoa, okay. Was he rapping good?
Yeah, it's a queer gentleman. And going off about him not being a good father, not being there, not being present. And I was gonna ask y'all earlier if y'all thought, is that clout chasing? Or is that just a convenient thing? Because he's an artist. He's got an album coming out soon. But a lot of people are saying that Ghostface looks down on his son because of him. I don't know if he's transitioned yet or what the plans are with that, but identifying as queer.
Well, I mean,
is that just like a rollout or what?
To me, in this day and age, I would say yes. Because, I mean, it depends on how you're coming. You know, when you come direct like that, that approach, I think, it is clout chasing, so to speak. Right. Especially when your parent is famous. You know, if you come with a more nuanced approach, whereas that messaging can be still embedded in the music, but not direct, straight at coming at you battle bars. I think about how I know it's not the same situation, but Eminem, how he approached it with his mom and treatment. I mean, what you're doing is you're expressing through your art about mistreatment as a child and how that has affected you and impacted you. Like, no one can really tell you how you're supposed to react to it, but at a certain point, there's a way to do that with an artistic focus and as opposed to my dad is famous and I'm going to come out, this will be hot news everywhere, and this will help bring buzz to my album.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's claiming that none of it is dissing. It's just I'm just airing it out. I don't got no hard feelings towards my dad. I just ain't seen him in a long time.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I was just wondering if it was clout chasey because of the name, sweet face killer. So that sound kind of even to use that.
Are you serious?
Like,
Come on.
Yeah, it kind of makes it a little bit tacky.
Look, at the end of the day, can kind of give you as much as you need to know. Because if you're really trying to strike it out on your own laurels and not ride any already existing clout from your dad, then you wouldn't associate your name with him. Like people wouldn't know. Like no one would know.
Mm-hmm.
Your whole first introduction in music would be based off of your merits and your talent and your hustle and whatever. Like we wouldn't even be talking about you right now if you were just a random person. So that's 100% clout in that aspect.
Yeah.
Sweet
I
face
felt
killer.
like that.
Sweet face killer? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. You're tarnishing the name. What are you doing?
That's how I felt, man.
That's tarnishing. Well, it looks like Josh already dipped out. You got any final words for the folks listening?
Just happy autumn. Want to say tomorrow marks first day. I feel the change out here. I see a lot of leaves hitting the ground now.
Yeah, that wind is picking up.
I'm still out there on my bike, but it's still really nice, pretty mornings out here. So I just say savor it because it's getting darker sooner.
Yeah, the light will be gone real quick. We'll be living in darkness for 6 months.
Yep.
All right, folks. We appreciate you showing up, popping in. And, we're here every Sunday around 5 p.m. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. This is the Build and Destroy Show. Wicked Meticulous, May Dolly. High Rise is a blank screen that says JR. We'll see you guys next week, man. It's been a good one, man. We got some good guests.